What's going on, everybody? Happy 4th of July to everybody out there. And to kick off 4th of July this evening, we're starting off with a huge bang. This one's for all of our soldiers and law enforcement and any of our veterans that gave their lives for us to be able to shoot these old guns. Woo! Boy, oh my god, the gun broke. Nah, I'm just kidding. It's the way it's made. That's the way it works. This is my Luger PO8 pistol. Just made recently. I made some changes to it since you last saw it. For those who've seen it on Facebook, of course. So, there's been some changes. I've recolored it, redid the grip. But this is it. This is my Lego PO8. Now, just a little bit of history on the PO8. The development for the PO8 actually started back in the 1890s. The German military was looking to replace the C96 full automatic pistol, but it was in a chambering similar to what the 9mm would soon become. And then the idea of the PO8 actually started from then, and then they started to working on some of the first prototypes to get it past the trials to get it adopted. But luckily, after 1902, the German military was very impressed with it, and they soon had recommended it for adoption, and then it was officially adopted as of the year 1908, hence why it's designated as the PO8 even to this day. And back then, the 9mm ammunition that is chambered in it was not originally called or designated the 9mm. That came on afterwards. But everybody out there that understands firearms, you pretty much understand my point. But this Lego model is very, very well detailed, just like the real thing. You got your working toggle blowback action, and let me be specific and be very clear about this. That's why it is called a toggle blowback system, because it's a toggle lock. I'm sure I don't need to repeat myself to all you youngsters out there who don't understand these type of old historical firearms. But this is a toggle blowback system. When you fired your 8th final round, that toggle system would kick up and scoot all the way back until you load your fresh mag, and then you push the release, and it would retract that toggle straight back. But so it's pretty cool. I'm really happy with the way she turned out. And then this is what it would look like. We got to clear, so we're clear. No live round in there in the chamber. So this is what the sights would look like when you aim down the PO8. It's just a straight up. It's basically just nothing but a straight up. You just line up that U sight with the front blade post. But it's very well built, very well engineered for a Lego model, that is. So what better way to celebrate 4th of July than honoring an old historical firearm like this? Now, the PO8 saw a lot of action, actually. It first saw action in the dark, brown, muddy trenches of World War I. It was issued to hundreds of thousands of German troops throughout the war, and then even made a huge comeback when Nazi Germany was established, when Adolf Hitler became the dictator. And soon the manufacturers that made the PO8s back in World War I, the copyrights and the patenting would soon be switched over to the Mauser company, and they were really known for making historical firearms such as the Kar 98K bolt action and other particular German-based weapons, and they would acquire the patenting to manufacture these things again as of 1933 to 34. And after that point, and then pretty soon when World War II started and it kicked into higher gear, these things were cranked out of the factories really rapid, and saw a lot of action in World War II as well. And these were more so in the hands of, I'd say about millions of German soldiers, but you mainly see them being used more so by just the higher ranked Nazi German officers. If you watched any World War I or World War II, especially just more so World War II movies, or if you played video games that you see this in, they were more so in the hands of the German higher ranked military officers. Now that we shot her, I want to demonstrate to you, there's some neat features, like a movie trigger, the working toggle blowback action, which is put together by a rubber band system. You got a good view of that. And then you had, again, your removable mag, which when it goes at an angle up into the grip through the mag well. And then there's also a safety switch on here. But problem is that just because of all the details I put into this, I had to sacrifice the safety and just make it for show once again. So, but just as long as it looks good, that's all that matters, right? So now that we've shot her, she's definitely clear. Yep. Okay. Yep. So let's go ahead. I want to show you one cool feature that I love about this, and this is a first for me, and I think you guys will be very impressed with it as well. So first I'm going to sit down, and then there's one cool feature I want to show you guys. You may find this to be very, very interesting too. So let's get down to the business of discussing this awesome feature. So in World War I and World War II, a lot of German soldiers and personnel from time when they weren't under fire needed to clean their guns, especially these things. They would strip them down by component and clean them. So let's get down to it. So first thing I want to do to remove first is my trigger guard component. Pull that out, so it's easy to move. Then I want to take this off right up here to remove the toggle and the barrel action away from it. So that breaks down, and then you got your grip, and we'll pull that away from the rest of the actions, especially the trigger action assembly and even the toggle action assembly. So first we're going to try to take that off, and then there's your other component, and then last but not least we remove the toggle action. And what I love about this is the very first Lego pistol that I had ever made in pretty much my entire life to where it could be field stripped. So that's how you disassemble it, just like the real thing, which is really cool. And then this is your toggle action, and there's what they call a striker inside this toggle action, and as it recoils back to load a fresh round in the chamber after the empty shells ejected from the gun. And then that striker, when it had your safety off, and you pull the trigger, and the toggle inside had a hammer striking the striker, which struck the primer at the base of the cartridge to fire the live round, which is pretty cool. So you got 6 individual groups. You got 6 individual components with this, and that I think is the most awesome part of this build. So now that you've seen me field strip it, we're going to put it back together. So let me walk you through it. First, I want to put my grip back together because that was the last thing to be taken off. So I want to try to put that back on. So let's go ahead and try to get that ready to go. Okay, now you get the grip back on. Okay, now let's take that, and we want our toggle action back on here. First I have to attach, I got to reattach the rubber band mechanism to it, and then I'm going to put it back on. I gotta watch that. I gotta watch it, make sure it doesn't slip out of my fingers like it just did. So this is the first video I've done in quite a while, actually. I'm sorry if I've been away from too long. I've been away from you guys too long to do these videos. I apologize, but you know, with so much going on these days, between us getting back to normal from this god-awful pandemic that we were just in, we all want to make sure we don't want to wind up in that kind of situation again, right? So just do me a favor, though. If we want this world to get back to normal as quickly as possible, to where everything can open back up, such as movie theaters and parks and even water parks and such, go get vaccinated. I highly recommend you do, because you're not just doing it for the world's safety, but you will soon be doing it for even your own. So, because you know me, I care about the people. I care about everybody, including you that watch this. I guess you could say I am a philanthropist, because I care about the world and the people living in it. Now that we got her rebuilt, or we got her put back together after a successful field strip, I got one magazine left in my pocket. So let's go ahead and finish this off. So again, happy 4th of July, all of you proud Americans and everybody that lives in this great country. This again is for all of our military, our law enforcement, and even our veterans that gave their lives, especially law enforcement officers that had given their lives. Let me put alive in the, and there we go. We're alive. Woo! Woo! All right. So, So that pretty much concludes this video. Okay, we'll put her down, and that's it. That's the Luger PO8. So please drop a like on this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and I'll have another video out for you guys here real quickly. So happy 4th of July, everyone. You stay safe out there. All of you out there, get vaccinated. Let's get this world back to normal as soon as possible. Are we clear? Good. Because don't make me come to your house and have to ask you if you've been vaccinated, because I'm going to be waiting for a cup of coffee and some donuts. So stay safe and be careful with fireworks too. That is officially another safety measure I want to give you. Stay safe with fireworks and all this, so I can see you again in more videos. You guys take care. Happy 4th of July to you all, and I will see you again real soon. Life is incredible, right? I salute you. This is Taylor Mountie here. Keep your ammo dry, your blade sharp, your eyes on the targets. Semper Fi. Hoorah. Carry on. At ease.